what's up guys? I am going to be working with Ryan here today to go over some stuff I saw during Monday's workout during those squat cleans versus what I've been seeing in the past with some power cleans. So to start off, I'm just gonna have Ryan go ahead and show us a couple power cleans. So barbell from the floor to the shoulder, give us 2 reps here. Awesome, set it down, cool. So what my goal here today is to get Ryan to set his hips back in that catch position a little bit more aggressively and pull under that bar a little bit faster. So what I saw during Monday's workout with the squat cleans is that people did a really good job of pulling directly under that bar. So I'm gonna have Ryan go ahead and demo 2 full squat cleans from the floor. One more. Awesome, good. So obviously a little bit different there because he's going into that full depth squat, but I want him to take a part of that full squat clean and apply it to his power clean. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm going to have you do 1 more squat clean, but right when you receive that bar, no matter where you're at in the depth, I just want you to put on the binders, come to a complete stop, and hold that position. Does that make sense? Okay. So think of it as a squat clean. As soon as that bar touches the shoulder, I want you to freeze. Freeze. And stand. Good. Go ahead, go back down, and give me 1 more just like that. And stand. Good. Perfect. Now, while that's kind of fresh, go ahead. So that was like, the way we framed that up was we did a squat clean, but I had you put on the brakes a little bit early. Now I want you to show me a power clean. Cool, go ahead and rest. Do you feel any difference between those 2?
A little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit. So what I'm seeing is when I have you do the squat clean, everything on the way up looks good, you pull the bar into the hip, and then you rip yourself under that bar. When I have you do a power clean, it's a little bit more, you jump the bar up, and then sort of muscle it up, but the hips don't go back and down as aggressive as they do in the squat clean. So really, when we're looking at that power clean, if we were to segment it out, it should look exactly like the squat clean, but you're just stopping a little bit higher. Does that make sense? So there's really no difference between that power clean and the squat clean, except for the squat, you're riding it all the way down, and the power clean, you're putting on the binders a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna have you go ahead and do another squat clean, full depth, all the way down. And up, good. And then I'm gonna have you do a power clean, but this time, think of it as a squat clean where you put on the binders a little bit early. Freeze. So I would actually like to see your hips back a little bit more in that catch. You can go ahead and set the bar down. So I'm gonna do 1 more power clean, and I really want you to freeze in that catch and feel where your hips are. Freeze. That's much better.
So you should be seeing a pretty big difference between the picture on the left and the picture on the right. The picture on the left, you can see that Ryan's knees are way far forward and his torso is vertical, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you can see that his torso is very vertical because his hips are pushed forward. Compare that to the picture on the right where his hips are set back and he's leaning into that bar just a little bit. That's going to get his glutes, hamstrings, and quads involved, where the picture on the left is using just quads and unfortunately getting into just the knees a little bit. One other thing that I think is important to note of these 2 pictures. The picture on the right, you can see that the barbell is significantly lower than the barbell on the left. This means that Ryan didn't have to move that bar as far to complete the lift. So this means that not only is the picture on the right safer and going to reduce the chance of some sort of injury, it's actually more efficient and going to allow us to lift a heavier load.
All right, so we just thought of a really fun game to play. Here's what I'm gonna have Ryan do. He's gonna do, we'll just keep it from the hang, that seems to be a little bit simpler. I'm gonna have you do a hang, power clean, and you're gonna freeze right where you catch. And then I'm either gonna say stand or squat. Does that make sense? Okay. So you can just go from the hang. It's right there. So hang, power clean, and freeze, squat. And all the way up, perfect. Now let's do another. Whenever you're ready. Freeze, squat. Good. All right. We'll do 2 more. No, that's good. That's good. Freeze. Stand. Good. And go ahead and rest. So by not knowing if I'm going to have you squat or stand, it forces you to send those hips back because you don't know what's coming, right? So whether it's a power clean or a squat clean, obviously the squat clean you wouldn't freeze, you would just ride it all the way down. But because that's in your head thinking like, oh, I don't know if he's going to make me power or if I'm going to squat, we're in the same position every time, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah.